What is Weather by Robin Johnson. What is weather? Weather is what the air and sky are like each day. Some days the air is very cold and the sky is cloudy. Snow may fall from the clouds. You can catch snowflakes on your tongue. Other days the air is warm and the sky is sunny. You can catch butterflies and baseballs in your backyard. Parts of weather. Sunshine, clouds, wind, water, and temperature are all parts of weather. Temperature is how warm or cold the air is. When the temperature is warm, water falls from the clouds as rain. When the temperature is cold, water falls as snow. Water that falls from the sky in liquid or solid form is called precipitation. Weather changes. Weather changes from day to day. You can see and feel that the weather is different each day. Some days you can see clouds moving across the sky and rain dripping down your window. Other days you can feel cool wind on your skin and in your hair. Wind is moving air. What weather do you see and feel today? What is climate? Weather changes from day to day, but climate does not change often. Climate describes the usual weather pattern in an area. Climate can determine where people live and the crops they grow. Earth has 4 main climates: polar, temperate, dry, and tropical. The Earth and Sun. The sun makes weather on Earth. The sun shines on Earth and heats the ground. The ground heats the air above it, giving us warm temperatures. The sun gives us seasons too. The sun is a time of the year with certain weather. Here comes the sun. Earth travels around the sun once each year. As Earth moves, some areas on Earth get more sunlight than others at certain times of the year. This makes our seasons. For example, in summer, North America is closer to the sun. So the days are hotter and there are more hours of sunlight. The 4 seasons. Each year has 4 seasons in many parts of the world. They are winter, spring, summer, and fall. The weather is different in each season. Different parts of the world have seasons at different times of the year. For example, when it is winter in North America, it is summer in Australia. The 4 seasons always change in the same pattern. Winter is the coldest season. Then the air becomes warmer in spring. Summer follows spring with hot temperatures. Then the air starts to feel cooler as fall begins. Winter starts again after fall. Studying the weather. Scientists that study and measure the weather are called meteorologists. Meteorologists keep track of the weather to see how it changes over time. They watch and predict what the weather will be like. To predict means to tell what will happen in the future. Meteorologists warn people when there are storms on the way. Meteorologists use many tools to help them predict the weather. They use thermometers to measure the temperature of the air. Meteorologists used wind vanes and windsocks to figure out which direction the wind is blowing. They use rain gauges to measure how much rain falls. Dress for the weather. Knowing what the weather will be like helps people plan how to dress each day. When the weather is wet and rainy, you wear a raincoat and rubber boots to stay dry. When the weather is cool and windy, you wear a sweater or jacket to keep warm. How did you dress for the weather today? Play it safe. When the weather is hot and sunny, it is important to wear sunscreen and a sun hat. You should drink a lot of water and cool off in the shade. When the weather is cool, you should dress in warm clothing. Always wear a hat to keep your head warm in cold weather. Rain or shine. Knowing what the weather will be like also helps people plan what to do each day. You can do different things in different types of weather. On sunny days, you can draw chalk pictures on the sidewalk. If it started to rain, your drawings would be washed away. Cold, snowy days are good for making snowmen. On windy days, you can fly a kite. We need weather. All living things need sunlight and water to stay alive. Plants need rain and sunlight to grow. Rain and snow fill the lakes and rivers. Animals use this water to drink. Water from lakes and rivers is also brought into homes through pipes. We use this water to drink, bathe, and clean our clothes and dishes. Make a weather calendar. Follow these steps to make a weather calendar. A weather calendar is a chart that shows the days in a month and what the weather is like each day. The materials that you'll need are a large sheet of paper or calendar, crayons or colored pencils, and a ruler. What to do? Print off a calendar from the internet or use your crayons and a ruler to draw a calendar on a blank piece of paper. Be sure to include the name of the month, days of the week, and number of days. Once you have your calendar ready, watch the weather at the same time each day. Is it sunny or cloudy? Is it rainy or snowing? Is it windy or calm? Draw a small picture in each square of the calendar to show what the weather was like on that day. By doing this, you are collecting weather data or information. Use your calendar to keep track of the weather for a month or even a whole year. Look and learn. Use your calendar to learn about the weather. Look at the pictures on your calendar at the end of each month. What do you see? Did the weather change over time? Are there patterns in the weather? A pattern is something that repeats. Tally it up. Use your calendar to make a tally chart. A tally chart uses marks to keep track of how often something happens. Each tally mark in a tally chart represents one object. For example, to show 3 rainy days, you make 3 tally marks on the chart. Tally marks are grouped in sets of 5. Reading a bar graph. You can use the data from your tally chart to create a bar graph. A bar graph is a useful tool for comparing data. The parts of a bar graph are labeled below. The title describes what the graph is showing, which is weather this month. The y-axis is number of days, and the x-axis is weather. Use the bar graph to answer these 3 questions. What kind of weather happened the most? What kind of weather happened the least? What season do you think it might be? Glossary. Climate. The weather that an area has had for a long period of time. Meteorologists, a scientist who studies and measures weather. Pattern, something that repeats. Precipitation, water in liquid or solid form that falls from the clouds. Predict, to tell what will happen before it takes place. Season, a period of time with certain temperatures and weather. Temperature, how cold or warm the air is. Weather, what the air and the sky are like each day. Wind, air that blows over earth. A noun is a person, place, or thing. A verb is an action word that tells you what someone or something does. The end.